Welcome, movie lovers. This is Map Recap. Today I have brought you an intriguing journey into the chilling and heartfelt world of Marrowbone. This psychological horror thriller takes us through the lives of four siblings who seek refuge in an old family mansion after the death of their mother. The story begins with a view of an old house called Meadowbone. It had been empty for a long time, but now Rose Meadowbone arrives with her children. Her children seem very scared, as if something bad had happened to them in the past. The little boy, Sam, asks his mom if he will come here. Rose reassures him, saying, "No, he can't come here. We will all be happy and safe here." They venture out to visit the village, where they meet a girl named Ellie. Ellie quickly becomes their friend, showing them around the village and taking them to the beach. Their days seem to be going well, but then, unfortunately, Rose's health starts to deteriorate. One day, Rose calls her eldest son, Jack, to her side and tells him to always take care of his younger siblings and never to stay away from them. After this, she dies, pointing to a letter. Her death deeply shakes Jack. He gathers his siblings and reads the letter their mother left behind. In the letter she wrote, "You four should always stay together. Until Jack turns 21, the news of my death should not go out. In the USA, no one can live without a guardian, and a guardian's age must be at least 21. At this time, Jack was still under 21. The siblings promise to stay together and keep their mother's death a secret. They conduct their mom's funeral alone, and then their life begins anew. Everything seems to be going normally, but one day, while Jack's sister is sitting in her room, someone suddenly attacks her with a gun. Thankfully, the bullet hits the glass and stops, saving her life. Terrified, she calls her siblings. Jack turns around, and the scene cuts off. We are then shown a scene 6 months later. Their lives have seemingly returned to normal, but nothing is revealed about the man who shot at Jack's sister that day. Jack's youngest brother, Indy Sam, is still scared in his own house, haunted by horrible visions in the mirror. To alleviate his fear, they cover all the mirrors together. To keep their mother's death a secret, they all stay hidden in their house, with Jack only going out when necessary. To avoid suspicion, Jack often brings their medicines from the pharmacy. During one such errand, he visits a library where Ellie works. Jack and Ellie have grown fond of each other, and Ellie gives Jack a book, knowing that his younger brother, Sam, studies at home. While Jack is reading the book, we see that Ellie has a lawyer who likes her, but she doesn't return his feelings. The lawyer, also seen by Jack, mentions that they had applied to name the Bond Marrow House, and the process is almost complete. However, he needs a $200 fee and their mom's signature to finalize the paperwork. The lawyer insists on coming to their house the next day for the signatures. Jack, fearing the truth about their mom's death will be revealed, tries to dissuade the lawyer by saying their mom is sick and offers to get the documents signed himself. Despite Jack's efforts, the lawyer remains adamant about coming to their house tomorrow. After coming home, Jack shares his concerns with his siblings. He tells them that the lawyer is coming to their house tomorrow and will discover the truth about Rose's death if he does. Additionally, Jack doesn't have the $200 needed to pay the fee to name the house. The siblings are very worried, but then Jack's other brother comes up with an idea to withdraw money from his secret box. Hearing this, their sister becomes scared and says, "No, we will not open that box. It might be cursed." However, they desperately need the money, so they decide to go to a store and steal the box. To their shock and relief, when they open it, they find money inside. They don't even need to take the full $200 to solve their problems. They use some of the money to paint their house, ensuring that everything looks normal when the lawyer arrives. After many days, they prepare for the lawyer's visit by hanging their clothes and setting up a table outside the house to prevent him from coming inside and asking about their mom. They even prepared juice and other refreshments. When the lawyer arrives, they talk about some formalities, and he gives Jack the documents requiring his mom's signature. The lawyer then says, "Let's meet your mom now. We'll check on her condition and get this signature." Jack quickly responds, "No, you can't see her. She is very sick," and heads inside, where Jack's sister has been practicing their mom's signature for a long time. She signs the documents just as it starts raining outside. The lawyer, noticing the rain, comes inside and thinks, "Since I'm already here, I might as well meet Jack's mom." As he heads towards her room, he notices all the windows are covered. Jack realizes the lawyer is coming inside and quickly gathers his siblings. They act as if they are talking to their mom and come out of the room swiftly. When the lawyer tries to go inside, Jack stops him, saying, "No, you can't go inside. Mom is very hyper right now. Please, stay quiet." The lawyer, not caring much, takes the signed documents and the money and then leaves. With their plan successful, the siblings come together to celebrate. They throw a party and play a game, relieved that their secret is still safe. While playing the game, Sam's dice rolled away. As he went to pick it up, he found another dice next to it. When he picked up the second dice, the cloth covering the mirror in front of him suddenly fell, revealing the shadow of a ghost. Sam screamed loudly, bringing Jack and everyone else rushing to his side. Jack quickly instructed all his siblings to hide in the tent that Sam had made for playing. Jack then noticed that the ceiling above the glass was breaking. He climbed up to look inside the ceiling and was shocked to see a ghost there. The sight gave him a headache, causing him to fall down and faint. When Jack regained consciousness, he found himself inside the tent with his sister beside him. She said, "We did wrong by taking that money. I told you we shouldn't take it. I know this ghost has come to take its money back." The next day, Jack's brother climbed onto the roof and threw all the money from the chimney back into the ceiling, hoping to appease the ghost. Getting into the scene, we see Ellie getting ready to go to the library. On her way, she finds a lawn care worker who offers her a lift. While driving, he talks to Ellie about Jack's family, describing them as very strange. He mentions that they don't meet or talk to anyone, and Jack's siblings never leave the house, which has all its windows covered. He also shares a rumor that Jack's dad was a serial killer. Ellie responds, "We shouldn't care about it. This is their life, and it's their personal matter." The next day, Jack and Ellie meet by the sea. Ellie hesitantly asks Jack, "I have heard your dad was a criminal, a serial killer." Jack immediately stands up and tells Ellie, "Don't talk about that man. He tortured us so much, you don't know." Realizing she had upset him, Ellie tries to calm Jack down. Meanwhile, the lawyer, standing at a distance, feels very jealous seeing them together. When Jack comes home, he locks himself in his room. His younger brother, who had been longing to go into their mom's room, seizes the opportunity and steals the keys. Inside his mom's room, he looks at family photos and touches his mom's belongings, reminiscing about her. He then attempts to look out the window, and as he climbs on a stone, he falls down. The cloth covering the mirror falls off, and he is scared to look in the mirror. Wrapping the cloth around himself, he cautiously peeks into the mirror with one eye and sees his reflection distorted and enlarged, causing him to scream loudly. The scene cuts away, and we see the four siblings sitting together. Jack's sister tells him that Sam went into their mom's room, and when he did, the cloth on the mirror fell down. She suspects Sam is causing all these disturbances. They realize they need to get rid of the ghost that's been haunting them, and from their conversation, we learn that the ghost is their dad, the serial killer. He had come from England to kill his own children, and had even shot his daughter, but she survived. To protect themselves, they had trapped their dad in the ceiling, thinking he was dead. Jack's sister suggests that they should hold a funeral for him so his ghost won't haunt them anymore. The scene shifts to the lawyer, who receives an offer from a law firm in New York to become a shareholder for $5,000. This is great news for him, but he doesn't have the money. As he reads the newspaper, he learns that Jack's dad, the serial killer, escaped jail with $10,000. The lawyer remembers how Jack gave him $200 in cash, suspecting that Jack's dad gave him the money. He decides to blackmail Jack, thinking he can get $5,000 from the $10,000 stolen by Jack's dad. The lawyer goes to Jack's house and confronts him, saying he knows Jack's dad is a serial killer who escaped with $10,000 and that Jack has that money. He also knows that Jack forged his mom's signature. The lawyer demands $5,000 in exchange for keeping quiet, threatening to reveal everything otherwise. The siblings had thrown the money box into the ceiling, but retrieving it means facing their dad's ghost. For now, they decide to sleep since it was night, but Jack's second brother can't rest. He climbs onto the roof without telling anyone, intending to get the money out of the chimney. Terrified, he uses a lighter to search for the money box inside the ceiling. Before finding the box, he discovers numerous dead animals, suggesting someone hunted and ate them. He finally locates the money box, but then senses a presence nearby. A figure appears, and in fear, he starts climbing the rope to escape. However, the entity grabs the rope to stop him. Desperately, he offers all the money, but when the entity doesn't release the rope, the boy is forced to cut the rope to save his life. The scene shifts to reveal Jack regaining consciousness, racked with pain. His younger sister is by his side. Both are visibly terrified. She tells Jack that their dad is not dead. He is alive and hiding in the ceiling, surviving on rainwater and hunting animals. The mention of their dad makes Jack dizzy. His sister, distressed about what to do next, feels compelled to reveal the whole truth to Ellie and asks her for help. She uses a light to signal Ellie to meet her at the beach the next day. When Ellie arrives, she finds no one except a diary. Reading it, she learns the family's story. Jack and his family lived in England, where their father, a psychotic serial killer, tortured them and intended to kill his children. To save them, their mother moved them to the old mansion. The story then flashes back to the day their father attacked Jack's sister. Seeing their father, Jack's sister gets scared and calls for Jack. Jack, afraid but responsible for his siblings, tells them to hide in the ceiling while he confronts his father alone. Their mother had brought their father's stolen money to secure their future. Jack offers the money to his father, begging him to take it and leave them be. But as a serial killer, his father refuses. They struggle, and Jack manages to stab his father in the throat with a knife. His father, though injured, isn't killed and soon gets back up and chases Jack. Thinking his father is dead, Jack tries to go home but is pushed off a hill and knocked out. Meanwhile, his father returns through the chimney and tries to kill the children. Just as he's about to attack, Jack wakes up and rushes back to the house to save his siblings. The scene shifts back to the present. A lawyer arrives at Jack's house to collect money but finds it empty. He's not concerned about where they've gone, he just wants the money. He starts by checking Rose's room and discovers that she's dead. They pretend she's alive to search for money. Next, he goes to Atari's sealed room and breaks in with a hammer. Inside, he finds the bodies of Jack's 3 siblings. This shocking discovery reveals the darkest twist in the story. Jack's father had killed his own children when he visited Atari. As the lawyer witnesses the gruesome scene, he is struck with shock. The narrative then shifts to a flashback where Jack, fully aware of his father's heinous act in killing his 3 siblings, also knows that his father remains upstairs, awaiting him. This knowledge compels Jack to seal off Atari's room, leaving his siblings' belongings untouched and their funerals unheld, as he clings to their memory and presence in his life. The trauma of these events leads Jack to develop a dissociative identity disorder, where he occasionally believes himself to be his sister or one of his brothers. To maintain this illusion, he covers all mirrors in the house, fearing that seeing his own reflection would shatter his fragile sense of reality where his siblings are still alive. Meanwhile, another potential escape route for Jack's father exists through a chimney, which Jack has also sealed off. The scene then shifts to Ellie, who reads through Jack's written accounts of these events. Deeply affected, she decides to visit Jack's house, where she witnesses Jack speaking as if he were his deceased sister. Disturbed by noises upstairs, Ellie investigates further and discovers the lawyer confronting the chilling sight of Jack's siblings' corpses in Atari's room. In a moment of terror, Ellie realizes that Jack's father, a serial killer, is still alive and attacking the lawyer. Desperate for help, she calls out to Jack, who is struggling with his fractured identity. In a surprising turn, Jack's alter ego, believing himself to be his brother Bill, emerges to protect Ellie. With Ellie's plea for assistance, Bill intervenes, confronting and ultimately killing their father, thus saving Ellie's life. The scene shifts. We now learn that Ellie has married Jack and lives with him, actively caring for his well-being. The doctor prescribes medication for Jack and advises Ellie to consider leaving him due to his mental state. However, Ellie disregards the doctor's advice. Over time, it becomes clear that Ellie deliberately withholds the medication from Jack. She chooses not to administer the prescribed drugs because she fears they might dispel Jack's illusions of his siblings, which bring him comfort and happiness. Despite the challenges, Ellie remains committed to Jack out of deep love for him. Their bond grows stronger as they are seen together, navigating life amidst Jack's fragile mental state. What do you think about Ellie's decision to withhold medication from Jack to preserve his illusions? Share your thoughts by commenting. Thanks for watching, keep loving movies, and stay tuned for more movie recaps right here on my channel. Take care.